Hello everybody, it's Mr. Diecast, Diecast, if you're searching on the internet. And we're back here for our question and answer video that I promised. So a few videos ago I posted that if you had a question to post it in that video and I'd answer it. Trying to get a ramp up for our 5,000th subscriber. I've always missed every milestone that we've had and ended up like 200 subscribers or videos later doing something, so this time I'm going to get a head start and no one can blame me for not having a big celebration. So this was about questions, and I said that I would do 4 or 5. I think I can do most of these that are here, so we'll get right to the questions. So first off, this was based off of Faster the Dragster's idea. He did something just like this, so go pick up his channel, subscribe to his channel, and he also left me a very nice message. Going on to the next one is Clint Eastwood Unforgiven 2. Nope, just Unforgiven. Sorry, Clint Eastwood. Nope, wait, we messed that all up. Let's do that. Eastwood Unforgiven. Do I collect any bigger die-cast cars? I don't collect any bigger cars, at least not any bigger than what is the stated 1/64th scale that most of these cars are supposed to be. But I have put together some plastic models. With my background and the diorama, I've often thought that the plastic models would be a great way to go. I could really show off the painting and all. I haven't done it. What really kind of bounds in my hobby is I don't have a lot of space to display my vehicles, and I don't really collect them for that purpose. So the bigger cars really need a place to be stored, or else they're just going to get destroyed. They're really delicate. So I haven't really gotten into it. Maybe someday. Next is Viper Diecast. What got me into collecting and how long have I been collecting? Well, first is the how long. That's all relative to what you consider collecting. I've been in and around the diecast community, mostly on the Matchbox side, for about 20 years. I would pick up Matchbox cars whenever I would see them at auctions and swap meets. Didn't really go to any shows. Of course, we didn't have the show then. Really didn't even think of it as a hobby. I just picked them up to pick them up. But when my son was born, well, when he was about 3, he started getting interested in Hot Wheels. And so we'd go to the store, Walmart, and he'd just love all the colors and the variations, and he'd play with them. And I thought it would be neat that if I gathered the entire collection of Hot Wheels for him, stored them, hid them from him until he was adult, I could give him like this huge collection on like his 20th birthday or something. And I had a friend that did this, his dad did it, and I just thought that was the neatest thing. So, not knowing that Mattel actually boxes up the whole mainline collection every year and you could just buy it, I didn't know that. I really wasn't into the Hot Wheels side of things. I only knew Matchbox. I started collecting when he was about 5 or 6, and it was the 2012 collection. I would just go to the store. Me and him, when we'd go to Walmart, we'd see what was new. I had this giant checklist. I didn't know what was coming out. I didn't know much about the variations. I learned about that along the way. And we started collecting, and it took about 2 years, but I found every 2012 car in the wild, or I bought a few on eBay at the end to finish out the collection once the new year started. We also did that for 2013. That series got me into Hot Wheels. I don't collect all of them now, and I'm well aware that they do sell them in a big box at the end of the year, which would have been a lot easier, but nowhere near as fun. So I've only been collecting Hot Wheels for about 5 to 7 years, depending on when you count when I started. I should mention I did collect comic books and action figures long before Hot Wheels. Next, Andy Delgadillo. I think that's right. I might have mispronounced your name, Andy. Here's my question. I was wondering if you live in or near Fontana, California, because I really want to meet up with you and see your amazing collection and maybe even do some business together. Sort of. We get out to the Fontana Speedway twice a year. I live in Lake Elsinore, which is, if for those that don't know California, if you drew a straight line up from the where the California coast meets Mexico, you drew a straight line straight up, and you drew another horizontal line straight from Disneyland across. Where they intersected is right at Lake Elsinore. You can also look on a map, and it shows a very large lake there. There is a lake. We're also near Temecula, so for folks in California, we're very near Temecula. So I don't know if that would work. But however, I do go to the Riverside Hot Wheeler show, and it just so happens that's in 2 weeks. So the Sunday after Thanksgiving, look it up online or email me. I'll try to post something to let people know it's there. I usually do, but they usually send out the stuff just a few days before the show. It's the Riverside Hot Wheeler show. It's in Riverside. It's much closer to you. I will be there. Just email me. Tell me what you look like or what you're wearing, and we'll hook up. Let's see. The next one is from JG24 Diecast. Really enjoy your videos, especially the diorama series and the videos like this one where you do the history details of different castings. Question: what do you do for relaxation? Your hobby when you're not doing toy car related things? I have a lot of hobbies. Believe it or not, this part of things is it's not a huge chunk of my life. It probably seems that way in the videos because that's all you ever see. Most of my life is doing regular old stuff. I've mentioned it many times, I do digital art. So most of my day is spent working with clients or contractors to create digital art, especially digital art training. So things like Blender, Maya, Max, ZBrush, Mudbox, you may not know what any of those are, but all of that stuff is what I do training for. Pretty neat stuff. You can look it up. Anyways, you can actually, if you really wanted to use your Columbo-like skills, you could look me up online. You could look up my name if you remember what that is. Look up 3D and you'll find out all sorts of things about me. What do I like to do as a hobby though? Well, the dioramas, I guess, are a different thing. I really like the diorama stuff. I play Pokemon, believe it or not, quite a bit. Anytime I have free online, I'm playing Pokemon online. So if anybody plays Pokemon, email me and we can hook up with Pokemon online. I do a lot of things. I mean, I'm in the video game side of things. That's my digital art background, the Hot Wheels stuff, the diorama stuff, the training stuff. I'm busy all the time. I just never have been comfortable settling on one thing and saying this is what I do. So I do quite a bit of different stuff. Next is from Mr. Rocket Rod. I had it totally wrong. Mr. Rocket Rod. My question is in two parts. What's your all-time favorite custom you've built and why? And his second question was, if I would have been appointed CEO of Mattel, what's your choice of line for the 50th anniversary? So we'll do both of those questions. My favorite custom, I don't have it here. I didn't bring it out. I'll show a picture of it at this point. Is a new custom that I've done. It was entered in the last LA Hot Wheels custom show. And it's called Nemo's Limo. And you probably saw me building parts of it. And if you're on Instagram following me, I usually show my customs on Instagram. They take quite a while to make it here to the show, because I usually don't show them on the show here until they're done. But if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see them and you can see lots of pictures of it there. Or there's a picture. We probably just saw a picture. My idea, boy, I would say I would want to do something that revolved around 50. And you know me, I'd want to have fun with it. So the diehard guys may want something different. They probably want something like a re-release of Red Lines or something. I probably wouldn't even buy those. But I would do something like anybody could send in their 50th anniversary of something. Like it could be, they could post it on a website, like the 50th anniversary of a town is coming up that year, 50th anniversary of Godzilla, 50th anniversary of Doritos, 50th anniversary of a flood. They could have a 50th anniversary of, I don't know, an airplane that was built, a wedding, whatever it is, people could just post online their idea of a 50th anniversary. Mattel could then go in and pick 50 of them, and then they could do the tampos and put them on a casting and release those once a week. I think that would be like super cool. You'd never know what silly 50th anniversary thing they would come up with. And like the last one could be the 50th anniversary Hot Wheels car, and like if you could get all of the other 49 or something, you'd get it. I don't know, something like that. How about a 50th anniversary of customizers? Customizers could submit their cars, and people could vote on them. And you could just have like these crazy, stupid, expensive customized cars that would cost like $20 a piece probably by the time you recreated those things. You could have 50 of them. That'd be cool. How about 50 most popular castings of all time? You could have anybody post on the Mattel site what casting they wanted to see, or maybe Mattel could put 300 different they wouldn't even pick the top 50. I'd say people could vote, and then whatever got the most votes, and Hot Wheels could just go recreate some of those molds if they had to, and that could be the main line for that year or something. 50 most popular castings, and they had to be recreated exactly as they were the popular way, like with the decals and the tampos of the most popular one. You could get like convention cars and retro cars and red lines, and they had to be recreated exactly the same. Yeah, well, that's probably not realistic, but there you go. That's what I would do. Probably why I won't be CEO anytime soon. Mopar Matt's Garage asks, do I own any real classic cars or pickups? If not, what would you like to have? I don't. I drive around in a Chevy Malibu hatchback that has 300,000 miles on it. I'm not joking. It is the oldest Chevy Malibu in history. It is in great shape. I have driven it forever. I've beat the hell out of that car, and I just love my car. I probably won't get another car for a long time. If I could get any car I wanted and I didn't have to pay for it or pay to take care of it, I would pick a Torino Talladega. That's my favorite car, and I just think they're huge and annoying and just a car, just a total American car type of thing. Yeah, I'd pick a Torino Talladega. If I couldn't get a Talladega, I'd take a Cyclone. You could give me a Cyclone instead. So, but that's what I would want. Let's see. F4 Collector asks, who is your favorite Hot Wheels designer? I would have to say Larry Wood. That's not a very exciting answer because that's probably a lot of people's favorite, but I thought about it, but the guy's created like 2/3 of all the Hot Wheels out there. So I'm sure most of my favorite ones were created by him one way or the other, and the influence he's had at Mattel is just humongous. So I'd have to go with Larry Wood. Not the most exciting answer, but well, there you go. Let's see, Rivera. This is Edgar Rivera E said, congrats on 4,500 subs. What was your first Hot Wheels super treasure hunt found in the wild? I did get that one. It's right here. I found this at Toys R Us. I have not found a lot of supers. You guys know I don't really get out in the morning. I don't do the bin rating and all of that stuff. I'm just not going to put that much work into it. But I did find this one at Toys R Us. It was the first one I found, and I have a picture. It's did they call it the Mighty Maverick at this point? No, it's the 71 Maverick Grabber, sorry. Maverick Grabber, which is ironic, probably a picture of it showing right now, which is ironic because my first car I had in high school was a Maverick. So my first super, the Maverick Grabber. Mine did not look that cool at all. In fact, I never remember any Mavericks looking as cool as these Hot Wheels. It was not the best car ever, but good memories there. It was a blue Maverick. Inherited it from my brother. Also, just in case you're ever wondering what little decals to look, if I ever put beat up cars in a diorama, look real close, and I bet you'll see that some of them are Mavericks. I just always put beat up old Mavericks in my diorama because that's the car I used to drive. Yeah. It's something you can look for now. Now you know it's there. All right. J. Mim. Where do you get your background information on all the models and variations? Well, that's changed. I used to get it from South Texas Diecast, which was just the most fantastic site ever for what we do. I just love that site. It had everything I needed. It was in a way I could find it. Everything was there, and yeah, I know the prices were kind of goofy all the time, but I didn't care about the prices. I cared about the variations and the dates and the series the cars were in. And then they changed it or sold it or something. I have heard the story and have since forgot, but South Texas Diecast went away, and it became, I'll post the name if I get this wrong. Is it HB Hobbies? I think it's HB Hobbies. Anyways, if not, there's a big correction right on the screen right now. And that site does me no good whatsoever in the least. I'm sorry for the people that have that site. I wish I could promote it, but I don't know what that site's trying to be. I can't get any information on anything from that site. It just seems like it's a kind of a bad eBay to me, and I've tried using it and I've all but given up. I don't like the new site at all. It just doesn't work for me. So mostly eBay, eBay, Google. I do have some folks that watch the show, especially on the Matchbox side, that I can ask questions, and they seem to know every single thing about Matchbox. So they will give me information, and I'll give them credit when I use their information, but that's a big chunk of it. And then a lot of times I just learn as I go. I screw stuff up, and you guys correct me, and then I tell you in the next video. I'm not that big of an expert on this stuff, really, to tell you the truth. Next is Big Cat 99661. No, 9966. Sorry. Did you play with Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars as a child? If so, do you remember what your favorite casting was from both manufacturers? Well, I had both as a kid. But I only had about 3 Hot Wheels, and I didn't like the Hot Wheels. I know that's just heresy. I liked the Matchbox cars, and here is my favorite car as a kid. This is the actual car. And again, you can't see it there, but I'll post a picture. It's showing right now. That's the Cosmobile. I always want to call it Cosmopolitan. The Cosmobile from Matchbox. It's a super fast car. Super fast series, not super fast. And I love this car. To me, that was what the super fast cars were. There were these kind of retro-y, kind of oddly designed cars, and I know the collectors today don't like them as much as the Hot Wheels because the Hot Wheels were realistic, but as a kid I wanted nothing to do with realism. That was the thing with Hot Wheels. I just didn't want the real cars. I wasn't a car guy as a kid. I wanted toys that looked cool, and they were brightly colored and fast and could crash well and play in the dirt, and so this one has survived really well. I mean, this got played with, and it is good shape. I've got a bunch of others. I brought out some others here. I'll take a picture. I've got a brand new blue one. I've got a fairly rare kind of olive one with purple windows. This is probably one of my prizes in my collection. I've not seen many of those. I've got a few of these red ones. I mean, they came in different colors, and they weren't all that old. They've re-released them quite a few times, but that is it. That is my favorite car. My favorite Hot Wheels as a kid was a Science Friction. I still have it. It's buried, so I didn't bring it back out. But I had a Science Friction, and that was my favorite Hot Wheels as a kid. It was a Blackwall. Next is Henry MCA. Big fan of yours. My question, how long have you been collecting? Also, most expensive car you own, and how long have you been customizing? Well, I answered the collecting one. Most expensive car, I wish I could answer that. I truly have no idea. I can tell you that it's probably not that expensive. I've joked about it many times, but it's very true. I just am not, I'm not in this hobby to spend a lot of money. And if I have something that's worth a lot of money and it doesn't really mean much to me, I just have it, I'll sell it. I am not a guy that waits for the price to go up. If the price starts going up, I'm out, I sell it. I'd rather trade one car that I've bought for $1 or $2. I'd rather trade it for a box of old cars, and I just think that's a win-win for everybody without getting into it. If I could spend $1 at Walmart and trade that car for 5 other cars at a show, I'm perfectly happy. I am not a big wheeler and dealer. I'm not a reseller anymore. I did that for a while. I just didn't have fun with it. If a car means a lot to me, I keep it forever, but it may not be a car that anybody else is interested in. So, Justin Jackson, why aren't you doing customs? Justin, you are not the only one that has asked that. I am. I do about every other day. I'm out here in the garage doing customs. I just haven't shown them on the show very much, and I don't really have a great excuse as to why. I promise I will be showing more, and you're going to see a lot of them that I've done. The customs just don't work into the way I shoot the show very much. I've got to move a lot of equipment around. The custom's got to be done. It's got to be dry. And when I get them done, I usually rush them away and put them in a case to keep the dust off of them, and then I just don't bring them back out for the show. I know you guys want to see the customs. I just keep screwing up. I'm doing them. Now, if you really want to see the customs, follow me on Instagram, because you'll see the customs there. You'll see me working in the shop. You'll see tips that I do, the dioramas as well. I post a lot of stuff on Instagram. So my phone's always with me when I'm working on the customs. So follow me on Instagram and you will see the customs. But I will do some more shows on customs. Paul DeFarius, what diecast brand do you like to collect the most and why? Well, the super fast cars, Matchbox super fast cars. They were from the late 70s, early 80s, about the same time period as the Redline cars from Hot Wheels, beginning of the Black Wall era. Those are the ones I really collect. I get excited when I find a cool super fast car. So that's going to do it for our questions. That was fun, and we're going to do some more fun stuff. I did promise Justin that we will be covering more customs. I did promise some folks on Instagram recently we will be doing more on the dioramas. Those videos are the next ones up for me to shoot. And well, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing here. So thanks everybody for all the subs, for all the watching, the comments, the friendship, everything. Been great. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.